What was the last physical magazine you picked up?
Cosmo.
Do you read Cosmo a lot?
No.
Which types of magazines do you find yourself reading?
Gossip magazine.
Do you have websites or apps of magazines that you check regularly?
No.
Why do you find yourself drawn toward more gossip or fashion style magazines as opposed to a general interest magazine?
It's fun to see like what's going on like with the celebs and then like fashion tips and style tips and stuff like that.
What was the last physical magazine you read?
The last physical magazine I read was Downbeat.
Can you explain what Downbeat is?
Downbeat is a monthly jazz magazine.
Do you read Downbeat often?
Yep.
So Downbeat is an example of what is called narrowcasting, where instead of kind of a general interest magazine with maybe an article on jazz, it's purely a magazine about jazz music focused at an audience that likes that. Do you tend to find yourself reading more magazines like Downbeat, so it's more geared toward a specific audience, or do you find yourself reading a lot of general interest magazines?
No, that's the only magazine I read like that. Every other magazine I read is just a general news magazine.
Okay. Do you have any apps for magazines on an iPad or a phone, or do you check a website of a magazine regularly?
I check, is this just magazines or also newspapers?
Just magazines.
Just magazines. I check the Economist's website, but that's it.
Okay. When was the last time you read a physical magazine?
Like before school started when I was on the plane on the way here. So like a month and a half ago.
Do you know what magazine it was?
I think it was some fashion magazine.
Are there websites of magazines that you check regularly, or do you have apps for magazines?
Not really.
Which magazines do you read?
I read mostly fashion magazines and sometimes like cooking magazines. So like Vogue, InStyle, Glamour, Better Homes and Garden, stuff like that.
Would you ever read a more of a general interest magazine that had maybe one article on fashion or cooking in it, or would you prefer to go to the magazine that is full of the stuff that you're looking for?
I think a variety would be kind of nice. I would probably read it. I don't know if I'd read the whole thing, but I would at least skim through parts.